Welcome to another week of Lawn Care with Darrell. And today we're going to discuss fertilizer a little bit more in depth on the main macro ingredients, the N, P, and K. I've alluded to a little bit about this over the last few weeks, and I thought now would be a good time to kind of explain a few things I've been saying if they weren't making any sense. So we're going to talk a little bit more in depth this week about fertilizer and the three main ingredients of fertilizer: nitrogen, N, phosphorus, P, and potassium, K. Nitrogen spurs the top growth, the vigorous growth. We talked about that. We want to wait until the top growth ended for the winterizer before we added more nitrogen. The phosphorus focuses on the strong root development. And so a starter fertilizer is going to have a really high middle number for the phosphorus. And, that is going to be something that you would apply in the spring. Now, the last ingredient is K, potassium. But potassium is good for overall root or overall plant health, and it helps the plant uptake all the other macro and micronutrients. Now, it's important that you apply these into your lawn at specific rates, and the rates are going to be specified on the bag and different things. So we always talk about the size of the yard, because when applying product, we want to do it in measurements of 1,000 square feet. That's the standard that everybody will talk about. So important, before you even start to get going, you need to measure your lawn. Like I've mentioned, mine's 2,500 square feet. This is important. You want to map different sections and different things so you know how much you need to buy and put down to achieve a certain application. Now, the fertilizers will have certain information listed on the bag that's very important. And for example, a bag that is listed as 32-10-16, meaning it has 32% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, and 16% potassium. And those will always be listed in that order on the bag. It might be on the front of the bag, the back of the bag, but it will be listed somewhere. Now, when we talk about applying, we want to know how many pounds of each of the ingredients, N, P, or K, are added per the 1,000 square foot standard measurement. Well, to do that requires a little bit of math, and we will review how we calculate that and see just how many pounds of product per 1,000 we're applying. And we're not talking pounds based on the bag, but pounds of the nutrient N, P, or K. So let's see how the percent of the N, P, and K and the bag size applies to your application rates or pounds per 1,000 that you're going to put down. Now, for an example, Ringer Lawn Restore is a natural fertilizer, and it may be something that you're interested in over synthetics, but the pounds per 1,000 are the same for natural or synthetic applications. Now, the naturals are a little more forgiving because you won't burn your lawn with them. That's something to consider when you're using synthetics. Now, Ringer is a 10-06, and it covers 5,000 square feet, and the bag contains 25 pounds. So the question is, how many pounds of nitrogen, for example, are we putting down if we apply this bag to the 5,000 square feet? So we have 10% nitrogen, 25 pounds of bag weight. So 25 times 10%, or 0.01, equals 2.5 pounds of nitrogen per bag. All right, so it covers 5,000 square feet. How many thousands is that? Well, that's 5 1,000 sections. So you take your 2.5 pounds of N in the bag and divide it by 5, the number of thousands we have, and you end up with 0.5. So that tells you will be applying 0.5 pounds of nitrogen for every 1,000 square feet. Let's look at one more example. So Vigoro has 2904, 29% nitrogen, and it only has a bag weight of 14 pounds. Its coverage is again 5,000 square feet for a bag. So 14 pounds times 29%, or 0.29, equals 4.06 pounds of nitrogen in a bag. So this time we again have 5,000 square foot coverage, or 5 units of 1,000. Taking 4.06 and dividing that by 5 results in 0.81 pounds of nitrogen applied to each 1,000 square feet. So this week we didn't really do any video shoots for outside. Didn't really need to do any. I just wanted to review again how the fertilizer applications work as far as the percentages and the math involved, so you have a better understanding of some of the other points I had mentioned in my earlier videos. Now, just again, I'd just like to remind everybody to subscribe and hit that reminder bell so that you get alerted when the new videos hit. Be sure to share it with all your buddies, and have another good week.